Happy Tuesday night, everybody. Welcome to Turn 1. I'm Sean Fitz. Thanks so much for being here. We're getting ready to go racing with the Downforce Racing Series right here on some Tuesday night action. Qualifying wrapping up, and I'm really excited tonight. Iowa, what I would argue, a famed, difficult track to get around. These drivers here tonight. Let's take a look here at the scoring pylon as qualifying getting wrapped up. We're going to see about 30 drivers take on this famed, I would call, short track out in the heart of Corn Country, Iowa, on the iRacing service. Again, welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday evening. I'm Sean Fitz. Glad you're here with us, either be Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. We appreciate you tuning in for some racing action. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do what you need to do to get connected to Turn 1. We're with the Downforce Racing Series, really, for the entire schedule leading all the way up through August, and we can't be more excited to be calling these races. Qualifying coming to a close here now, and getting ready to flip the session in just about 10 seconds. Currently, I show Vinny Masteas on the pole, Charles Woods, Caden Henry Oaks, Vinny Bonanno, and John Anderson, your top 5 currently. Nobody else is going to be able to beat those times, as we're going to see the session flip over and get ready to go racing here tonight. Getting grid up here now. And as I mentioned, that top 5 going to be unchanged. John Zaricki, Ryan, Patty, David Fairbow, Jeff Hollingsworth, and Andrew Lutz, your top 10 as they get ready to go green flag racing here in Iowa. If you are new to Turn 1, and more specifically the Downforce Racing Series, I strongly recommend you get back and watch some of the previous races so far. They have had some phenomenal racing with this group each and every week. And we are expecting nothing different here tonight. While we're waiting to go green flag or get these pace laps wrapped up, do me a favor, say hello to chat. Who is your favorite driver? Who are you here cheering on tonight? Are you a driver? Are you a family member watching? Well, we certainly appreciate that. Hit up the chat of where you're at. And let us know who you're rooting for here tonight. Mr. Henry Oaks, I believe that is you. Want me to refresh trading paints? Well, we can certainly do that. We've already done it once tonight, but we can certainly do it one more time just for you, sir. There you have it. Got to get the right paint schemes. That makes it 2/10 faster. Absolutely. Rolling off pit road, the 70 and the 51, or I'm sorry, the 70 and the 40, the 51 and the 56 in those front 2 rows, followed up behind the pace car. This track and car combination is certainly going to lead to some exciting racing, and we're glad you're here with us tonight, because we're going to see the pace car creep these vehicles all the way through 3 and 4. They're going to duck down the pit road here next time by. Giving these drivers just another opportunity to warm up one more time. Again, 29 drivers showing up here tonight. to run this famed Iowa Speedway. As I come down the backstretch, it's time to tighten those belts. Make sure that headset's on real tight. As we'll see the pace car duck down pit road. Downforce Racing Series and the Cup cars get ready to go green flag under the lights. DRS is green in Iowa. '70 car out to a strong start. We see Caden Henry Oaks working the bottom through one. He's going to take that third spot away from Woods. Now side by side back there for fourth is Bonanno and Sean Anderson. It's a little bit of a three-wide battle there. They're going to get it cleaned up as they come out of four for the first time. Lap number 2. Really, everybody in the top 10's got it rolling, but I tell you what, back here, goodness, around the 3, the 44, John Zaricki. This is actually back here at 8th, brought Paul Crumry, Jeff Hollingsworth. It's a little bit of a madhouse. They're starting to get it figured out, though, as they come down the front stretch. Tires will be a factor here. That's why we're seeing a lot of these drivers get single filed out. They know they got to make up time here the first couple laps, because after that, it's all they've got for the run. You could definitely burn a right rear or right front at this racetrack. 3 and 4 is notoriously difficult to work their way around. In the meantime, we had a little bit of a three-way battle down the front stretch. They get it back down to 2 wide. Now back to 3 wide as they exit turn number 2. This is going to be Lutz Jr., Austin Williams, and Andrew Lutz. Kind of all in the mix here. Oh, we got a car taking it deep. He's going to make contact with several others on the front stretch. Several cars are going to go sliding through. Looks like Ross Rawlings, Tyrone Harris, Jerry Bergeron, Thomas Taylor, Chris Walker, and others involved. And we're under caution here, lap number 6. After an incident on the front stretch. Gonna bring out the caution for the first time here tonight as they're gonna get slowed up and caught up with the pace car. We're gonna take a moment to step aside and come back to you back green flag racing action right around lap number 9. You're watching turn 1. The caution coming to a close here as we get ready to take lap number 10 for the DRS series, or the DRS crew right here in Iowa. The 70 car had a great jump on the start of the race. Now he's going to have Caden Henry Oaks in the 51 on the outside. What can Oaks do to hang on to that spot? By the way, Charles Woods, Vinny Bonanno, and John Anderson back up there. This pace car is going to duck down pit road into the restart zone. The green flag back out here at Iowa. Two and three wide back here fighting for third with the 70 car. Out front, free and clear. Now, the top five nearly got it single filed out. Paul Crumry, he's on the move. Curly up to fifth, up 6 spots on the night. Andrew Lutz Jr. currently sitting 8th. He's back here in this big pile of traffic, trying to work his way into a top 5. He's up 8 spots so far, currently sitting 8th. Continuing to hard charge through the field as most of the top 10 now getting a single filed out, as we mentioned earlier. Really, the good off these good years are pretty much already gone. You're going to need to save as much as you possibly can, especially for a long run. It is easy to burn the right rear on corner exit and scrub the right front off of it, down, trying to get the car to turn through the corner. The Downforce Racing Series do run custom setups. These are not iRacing defaults. So that is at least a benefit to this crew, as we again see the 7 machine looking underneath Jeff Hollingsworth, trying to pick away at 7th there. These drivers, they're not running just stock setups. They're running something that's a little more known to them, or a little more comfortable, a little more racy, and the caution's out. Austin Williams is going to be involved. He immediately towed to the pits. Let's see if we can quickly take a look and find out what may have happened there. Just like that, that car got really slap happy. Oh, he's going to make contact with another vehicle as well. Gets sideways across this track. That's what I was talking about, how it's going to be really easy for these drivers to lose these cars on corner exit. You get that right rear spinning, maybe have a little too much throttle in it or a little too much wheel in it, and before you know it, you're going to be taking a trip around. You can't save it. We've seen that there out of Austin Williams here, so bringing out the second caution on the night. Lap 15, Vinny Masteus, Caden Henry Oaks, Vinny Bonanno, Ryan Patty now into the top 4, Paul Crumry, your top 5, Charles Woods, Jeff Hollingsworth, Andrew Lutz Jr., Dave Fairborough, and John Anderson, your top 10. We're going to step aside one more time. You're watching Turn 1. Estes, Oaks, Banano, Patty, and Crumry, your top 5. Nobody in the top 10 coming down pit road. We've only seen a couple drivers back 19th, 20th, and so come down. Everybody else holding on to those sets of tires, knowing what's in store for them. Pace car is going to duck down pit road. The 70 car is going to have another chance at a restart. The green flag back out here for DRS. So far tonight, it's early, but the 70 car, the class of the field, another great start. Able to get out front of Caden Henry Oaks. And just behind that is Vinny Bonanno. He is on the move. Started fourth, fell back a little bit, now sitting in third. And on his march to the front, Ryan Patty back there, Paul Crumry. We talked about his move through the field. He's up 6 spots so far tonight. And looking for another big mover. There's Andrew Lutz Jr. sitting sixth right now. He's up 10 spots on the night. We have seen that car, that 7 machine, move through the field in the early going. But out front, the 70 so far, the class of the field, he's already out front, nearly 5/10 of a second over Caden Henry Oaks. Imagine those drivers are going to settle in as we have a little bit of a battle here. 3 wide coming out of 2. Going to think better of it. That's there's Sean Anderson, the 40 of Charles Woods. Everybody kind of jockeying for those spots. We talked about at the top of the broadcast. Really, these restarts are going to make and break you here tonight. It is going to be hard to make a pass here at Iowa without really pushing the car. We've already seen some rough action or some tight racing here tonight. And you're going to have to spend some tire equity to work some magic around some of these cars as we see the 7. I'm sorry, that is the 12. Work his way around the 7. All of a sudden, Andrew Lutz Jr. looking a little off the pace there on the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to get it sorted back out. We've seen a couple instances where a couple drivers, I believe, who was that? That was Austin Williams. Already had that right rear spun up pretty hard. It's all about throttle control and tire management here as they work around this tight racetrack. Just a 24-second lap time for the majority of these drivers. So they're blowing through these laps as we see Paul Crumry. He's going to make a move on the high side. I'm sorry, that's Jeff. I'm sorry, that is Paul Crumry, but Hollingsworth looking underneath Crumry, and Lutz Jr. looking to follow it up. Crumry has already moved up a lane in the corner. Maybe trying to cool those tires down a little bit. He's going to get off the corner fairly quick, but the 7's going to be underneath him as they go into 3. Able to survive it there. The 7's going to take back or sit back into 7th. And as I mentioned, these passes are going to be really tough for some of these drivers as the caution's out again. Looking for it on track. I believe Bob Lacavera may have been involved with it. He's currently sitting 25th. Let's take a quick look here. I believe this is where our caution is going to be coming from here for the 3rd time tonight. And yeah, another incident. That car just getting really loose off of 4, just can't hold on to it. We saw that with Austin Williams as well. It's very easy to have too much wheel in it, too much power into it, and the tire continuing to fade as the laps wind down, or the laps wind up rather here, as we've come to complete lap 27 of 180 at Iowa, the Downforce Racing Series, right here on Turn 1. Happy Tuesday evening, everybody. I'm Sean Fitz. We appreciate you being here. We're going to step aside one more time. Vinny Masteas, he has led all the laps so far here tonight. That 70 car looks like he's going to be the class of the field. Who's got something for him? We're going to find out right after this. You're watching Turn 1. going to go back green flag racing here as they take lap number 31. The pace car lights are off. These drivers getting ready to go back green flag racing. The 70 and the 51 up front. As we alluded to at the end of the break, or the beginning of the break, the 70 car has been in control all night tonight. Started from the pole, has been out to 6 tenths of a second plus leads, and to get it done again. Pace car is going to duck down pit road. In the restart zone they go, and they see the green flag back out for DRS. The 70 out free and clear, but Henry Oaks has got some. He's got somebody underneath him. That's Ryan Patty challenging for P2. Patty's not going to let Caden have that spot too easy. That bottom line, though, going to hold him back. Ryan Patty's going to settle into P3, all that just like that. Our top 5 single filed out. Well, not the exception, but Andrew Lutz Jr. Underneath, that's Hollingsworth trying to make that move happen. And he's going to take it down into 4, make it 3 wide. What a drive by the 7, trying to claim 3 spots right there. That bottom line so far has not really worked for many. And now the 7's going to be stuck there. He wasn't able to get clear. As he's going to ride the bumps through the corner. But that outside line's going to prevail. Charges it hard down into the corner once again. Hollingsworth on the outside, trying to hold him back. The 7 just cannot get the momentum off the corner he needs to complete the pass. In the meantime, going back up front. This is the closest we've seen anybody with a 70 car on a restart. The 51 tied to the bumper. He's got Ryan Patty with him. Henry Oaks goes to the high line, tries to get the momentum off the corner. The 70 is going to move up there and take the runaway. Put some dirty air on the car. The 51 is going to lose some momentum down into turn 1. Here comes Ryan Patty on the inside. In the meantime, there goes the 70. He's going to walk away down the backstretch. Stretch that out to 3 tenths all of a sudden. Everybody now moving to that bottom line. We saw the high line really be competitive there for a little bit, but now everybody's on the bottom, and all of a sudden, Henry Oaks had some problems out of 4. That's going to let Ryan Patty take that P2 spot away. Just behind him, that's Paul Crumry, Vinny Bonanno. They're battling side by side. Crumry's going to move into the top 4 here. Bonanno says, no, sir, not just yet, as Crumry may have gotten a little loose off the corner. Oh, nearly makes contact with Hollingsworth. It is so easy to get these cars out of shape off the corner. And all of a sudden now, the 70 machine out front, 5 tenths of a second over Ryan Patty. Patty and Henry Oaks running the same line through 3 and 4. Let's watch 1 and 2. Really basically running in each other's tire tracks. Makes me wonder if that 51 may have pushed the tires a little too hard. And now starting to see the ramifications of that, maybe some heat starting to build up in those tires on the 51. In the meantime, we take a look a little further back. That's Paul Crumry and the 3 car battling it out. Jeff Hollingsworth right in front of him, and Vinny Bonanno battling as well. As they roll out of turn 2, Hollingsworth up to P4. He's on the move forward right now. We go back a little bit further. We were talking about Andrew Lutz Jr. He was on the hard charge. He was all the way up to 6th at one point now, settling in for 8th, and he's under some pressure. Side by side. Oh, the 70 car stuck on the high side. He's going to have the RPM in it, but can he get clear of the 3? Meantime, back behind a Bentley Glazer. He's there in the picture for the first time tonight. Knocking his way into a top 10 so far. We also see Ross Rawlings back there just biding his time through traffic. In the meantime, we go back up front. That's 70 machine. He's out front. He is running his old race. I think what we saw with the 51 And even Ryan Patty was Vinny Macias really kind of taking it easy. He knew not to push the tires too hard. Let everybody behind him work it the work those right fronts pretty tough there for a few laps. Now he's back out front, 0.7 of a second over the 30 car. It is still chaos back here. This is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Right behind Paul Crumry is Andrew Lutz Jr., Bentley Glazer, David Fairbarrow, and Ross Rawlings. All kind of jockeying around each other, trying to find a way through traffic. We talked about how those restarts were going to be really, really important for positions here tonight, and you're seeing why. Once you get out on track, you get somebody in a lane above you as they're 3 wide as they come off into 1. That's the 7 car right in the middle of this here. Oh, and the caution's going to be out. John Anderson, slow on the front stretch. Looks like he may be involved here as the caution comes out for the 4th time, lap 45. See if we can find out what happened to Mr. Anderson. Right to the bottom here. Oh, very similar experience, almost identical to Bob Lacavera's spin and Austin Williams as well, coming out of 4. Nobody else going to be involved, but the caution's going to be out for the 4th time here. Lap number 45, the 70 car out front. And I won't say making it look easy, but has walked a pretty strong race so far as he's going to come down pit road. Several drivers are going to stay out. Ryan Patty, Jeff Hollingsworth, Andrew Lutz Jr., Bentley Glazer, Paul Crumry, and a couple others are going to stay out. This is going to be a chaotic restart. As we go back racing around lap 50, we're going to step aside. Once again, you're watching Turn 1. Two by two, they get ready to go back. Green flag racing here, lap number 49. And well, we've got a shakeup on our hands. The next closest driver to come down pit road this time is going to be the leader of the 70 car. He's all the way back at 18th. Ryan Patty, Jeff Hollingsworth, Andrew Lutz Jr., Bentley Glazer, Paul Crummery, your top 5. New tires versus old. The tale as true as time is about to really rear its head here in Iowa. We'll see those drive come through the field. But in the meantime, the 30 of Ryan Patty's in control, and the green flag back out under the lights in Iowa. And the 7 car able to get free and clear of Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth has Glazer all over the back bumper. But he's going to get single filed out. Glazer now, falling right into tracks. Paul Crummery has got the 3 of David Fairborough, and Ross Rawlings right there as well. They get it mostly single filed out here. Ryan Patty leads. In the meantime, we take a look a little further back. The 70 car restarted 18th. It's 3 wide back on the backstretch. This is the type of situation you don't want to be in if you're the 70 car. You've got new tires, but you're going to have to race your way through this traffic. Right now, Mastaus is up to 14th, restarted 18th, so was able to pick up 4 spots in about a lap and a half. Kate Henry Oaks makes it 3 wide back here as well. And it is basic chaos with these drivers trying to pick their way through some of these slower cars on these older tires. We go back up front. Ryan Patty, Andrew Lutz Jr., Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glazer, Ross Rawlings, your top 5. Paul Crummery, David Fairborough, John Zaricki, Charles Woods, and Kevin Gunther. You're now your top 10. Kevin looking out front, wondering what the heck is going on with the 40 and the 44. They're side by side going through 4. They're going to get that situated. And now Mastaus, as we go back, sitting 13th right now, starting to work his way through this field, knocking on the door of Jerry Bergeron for 12th. And the caution's going to be out again. Looks like Corey Moore may be involved. He is slow down the backstretch. He's going to get that machine back rolling, but that's going to bring the caution out again here in lap number 54. So Ryan Patty, Andrew Lutz Jr., Jeff Hollingsworth, Brittany Glazer, Ross Rawlings, your top 5 rather, Paul Crummery, David Fairborough, John Zaricki, Kevin Gunther, Charles Woods, all in your top 10. We'll see if these drivers up front who elected to stay out, what is going to be, at this rate, about 10 extra laps. See if we see them come down pit road. They should have the option this time by. Looks like everybody's going to stay out in the top 10. See if anybody else decides to take that offer. It does not look like it. So we're going to pay close attention to the 70, the 51, and the 11. Those drivers all came down pit road. Lap number, the 51 and the 11 came down pit road along with Mastaus on lap 45. So we'll pay close attention, see how this all shakes out as another restart on the horizon. We're going to step aside. You're watching Turn 1. Closing in on just a third of the way through tonight's DRS race here at Iowa. You're watching Turn 1. Hello, everybody. I'm Sean Fitz. It's been an exciting one so far. But out front, Ryan Patty, Andrew Lutz Jr., Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glasser, and Ross Rawlings. Your top 5 so far. The only person in the top 5 that's been down pit road is Ross Rawlings. We'll see if that's going to shake things up. Keep in mind the pole sitter and who I would consider strong front runner of Vinny Macias in the 70 car. He's back sitting in for a 13th as they go back green flag here. In the restart zone they go. Ryan Patty gets them rolling back green here at Iowa. Patty out to a clean start. Hollingsworth up a lane higher than the 7. Looking for an opportunity, but it's not going to come to fruition. The 7 car looking pretty quick, but Patty able to navigate through 3 and 4. Pretty clean there. As they come across the stripe, we look a little further back here, and that's the 70. We were just talking about him. And he's back into the top 10 in just about 10 short laps, 15 laps here. He's going to look under Kevin Gunther. I'm sorry, that's not Kevin Gunther. He's going to look under John Zaricki. As we see it get really tight up here in front of him. But here comes Caden Henry Oaks. Right to the bottom. Able to capitalize and now get in front of the 70. He's going to slide up the track a little bit. Pushing that car hard as the 51. Let's go back up front. Ryan Patty now out in front of Lutz Jr. by half a second or so. Jeff Hollingsworth settled in. Brittany Glaser and Rawlings, your top 5. And then it gets a little dicey back here around Paul Crummery. He has been fighting the action all night tonight. Oh, he's slow off the corner. Who was that? Unfortunately, that was David Fairbarrow. Just in a lot of trouble off the corner. Everybody was able to dodge him. Gunther Crummery hit Caden Henry Oaks also. He's up already to 8th. And he was having to dodge that driver as well. Macias now looking underneath Gunther. Caden Henry Oaks, though, has got that car. I see some debris bouncing down the backstretch. John Zaricki may be involved here. No caution. Not quite sure exactly what that was coming down the backstretch. Either way, Henry Oaks making it look pretty strong. Underneath Paul Crummery. Came down pit road lap 45, kind of showing what those new tires can do. But now you're on separate strategies than the rest of the field. You've got to make these tires last. As we see Rawlings now starting to pressure the 18. Hollingsworth now closing in on the 7 as well. Meantime, Ryan Patty out front, 0.7 of a second. As we see the 51 starting to stall out a little bit, kind of stuck on that bottom line. Paul Crummery's going to let him go, at least on the corner entry. Crummery running that high line. I take that back. He's not letting anything grow. As Caden Henry Oaks is really stuck there on the bottom. And you've got to imagine it starting to cook that right front just a little bit. And it is getting chaotic out in front of these drivers as well. Rawlings and Henry Oaks now going to try to split Crummery and Gunther. Going to complete that pass. Oh, we got contact. Henry Oaks involved. So is Paul Crummery. Down the front stretch, we see that contact happen. And we knew this was going to be a factor. Those new tires on the 51. And him charging through the field. Made contact. We knew this was going to be a factor. Again, those two drivers have been racing pretty hard. The 51 stuck on the bottom. Between them both trying to make some room and found the same place on the racetrack and brought out the caution here for the 6th time tonight. Lap number 67 of 180. Ryan Patty out front. Andrew Lutz Jr., Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glaser, and Ross Rawlings, your top 5. We'll stay right here as we get ready to see these pit stops commence. Who's going to come down? Who's going to stay out? What the strategy will be. Patty, it looks like he is going to stay. Nope, he's going to come down. And that is going to bring the 7. The 97, the 18, the 91, the 70 is also going to come down. Vinny Macias, he is up to P6. Already took a set here tonight. Now this is going to get him right back on strategy. We're going to see all of them come down pit road. We'll talk about who got off pit road the fastest and who are running order when we come right back. We're going to step aside. You're watching Turn 1. Andrew Lutz, last down pit road, lap number 45, is going to kick off this restart. Out front, he's going to be the control car. Ryan Patty, Jeff Hollingsworth, Andrew Lutz Jr., Ross Rawlings, your top 5. This will be really interesting. 20 lap difference in tires. We're about to see what those are going to materialize to as the pace car comes down pit road. And the green flag's back out. Lap number 71 here at Iowa. Patty looking underneath Lutz. Patty gets checked up hard into 1. I'm not quite sure what happened there. In the meantime, here comes the 70. I'm sorry, the 7 car of Lutz Jr. He's going to take that P2 spot away. And they're going to continue to pursue running down Andrew Lutz. That is, I believe, father and son duo running 1-2 here tonight at Iowa. Lutz out front with a 7 car in hot pursuit. Ryan Patty selling into P3. Jeff Hollingsworth, Dave Fairbarrow, and Vinny Macias, your top 6. We talked about Caden Henry Oaks. He was involved in that caution. Now back out there. He's back into the top 10, currently running 8th. Came down pit road with everybody else. His time spent in the stall was a little shorter than everyone, so maybe a faster pair only kept the same tires. That's going to keep the track position live for him. But out front, Andrew Lutz. He's going to be under pressure from Junior here in the 7. Junior's going to look underneath him. It's going to be a side-by-side battle as they roll off into 1. The 7's going to get clear. But then he's going to slide up the racetrack. Here comes the 80 back on the inside. But the 7's going to have the door shut as they roll through 3. New leader, lap number 74, Andrew Lutz Jr. as they roll out of turn 4 here in Iowa. Dave Fairborough gets really wide there off of 4. That car may be getting a little loose on him. He was able to save it. Back behind him, it's the 70. We saw him again dominate the early part of this race. Right now, currently sitting 6th. Kind of minding his own business there. Just hanging out. Junior out front. 0.6 of a second. Ryan Patty now able to get around the 80 car. Again, that is just going to be the difference in tires. We take a look last time by. Our leader ran a 24.04. Lutz ran a 24.29. So about 0.2 of a second slower than our leader. He's going to fall back to 4th. Pretty much our entire top 10 single filed out. Rawlings is going to look. I'm sorry, yep, that's Rawlings looking underneath our 51 of Caden Henry Oaks. Oaks, I believe, sitting on some older tires, even though he came down pit road. Looking to be not as dominant. Here is Rawlings trying to take that spot away. As we just see Dave Fairborough work his way around Andrew Lutz. Again, Lutz not down pit road since lap 45. This is old tires versus new coming to fruition there. We go back all the way up front. Junior running 0.5 of a second faster than Ryan Patty. Those 2 times by a perfect 10th separate their lap times. Patty being just a smidge faster. We've seen him be really consistent since being able to take that lead away after staying out. Oh, and the caution's out. Taking a look here through the running order, finding out where that was. It looks like John Zaricki may be involved. Slow again is Zaricki on the bottom. Let's take a quick look at what brought the 7th caution out here tonight at Iowa. A little bit of a 3-wide battle coming out of 4. Oh, he may have had a little bit of help. That's the 31. He's able to lock it down before making much contact with anything. That is going to bring the caution out here once again tonight at Iowa for the DRS group right here on turn 1. Being led by Andrew Lutz Jr. in the 7 car. Ryan Patty, Hollingsworth, Fairborough, and Masteus. Your top 5. You're watching turn 1. Andrew Lutz Jr., Ryan Patty on the front rows. They go back, or get ready to go back. Green flag racing lap number 84. Here for the DRS crew at Iowa on Tuesday night on turn 1. Pace car is going to duck down. The 7 car is going to be the control. And the restart zone they go. Green flag back out. We're racing again at Iowa. Let's pay close attention to that 70 car. That's Masteus. He's working his way back up. He's currently sitting in 5th. This guy's on the same tire strategy now as the rest of these drivers. He was a class in the field for the first half of this race. We're going to see how this all shakes out as he's going to look underneath the 3 car as they roll out of turn number 4. Junior, though, out front, free and clear, 2/10 over Brian Patty. Hollingsworth trying to hang on to that 3rd place position, but he's got a lot of battling right behind him. That's the 3, that's the 70, the 18, the 91. Oh, the Masteus gets turned around. And that's going to bring another caution out. Masteus gets spun on the backstretch. Let's go back and take a look at this replay. Take close attention here. Oh, Fairbarrow I think he gets loose off the corner. Just comes down on the 70. That is going to set the 70 car back quite a bit here. So we're back under caution once again at Iowa. Andrew Lutz Jr., Ryan Patty, Jeff Hollingsworth, Bentley Glaser, and a 3 of David Fairbarrow. Down, or your top 5, Ross Rawlings, Andrew Lutz, Caden Henry Oaks, Charles Woods, Paul Crummery. Your top 10. The 3 car is going to come down. He was involved in that incident. Everybody else is going to stay out for now. Lutz Jr. going to maintain the lead as they come across the stripes. Take lap 87. Under caution here tonight at Iowa. You're watching turn 1. The 7 car of Andrew Lutz Jr. going to lead them back to the green flag here as they take lap number 90 of 180, officially the halfway point of tonight's race. with the DRS crew right here on turn 1 under the lights in Iowa. Been a little bit of a mixed bag of some strategy, some cautions, some racing happening all over this Iowa racetrack. As we go back, green flag racing here. Lap number 90. Ryan Patty going to try to run a lane higher than the 7. Going to be right to the bumper as they come off of 2. Right in the tire tracks goes Patty. Again, down to the bottom, the 7 car running a lane higher. That's going to keep the RPM in the car. Patty still maintains right there on the bumper. In the meantime, looking in the rearview mirror, Jeff Hollingsworth, the 18 and the 91, all bringing in the top 5. They've got it mostly single filed out with it. They did. Looking to make it a little sporty. Speaking of sporty, Charles Woods looking just underneath Andrew Lutz, who has not come down pit road yet, saving those tires for later on down the road. As we go back up front, Patty continues to work on the bumper of the 7 as they roll through turn 1. These laps are happening very quickly here tonight. 24-second lap times. It looks like a lot of laps on the NASCAR tower there on the left of your screen, but really, we're going to crush through these here pretty quick if we get a long green flag run. Shout out to Ross Rawlings here, currently up 16 spots on the night. He's definitely played a little bit of pit strategy. He stayed out while everybody else came down, at least the top 10 or so. Ross able to capitalize on that, now on the same strategy as everybody else. Up 16 spots, currently sitting 4th right now. Let's take a quick look at some of our early top 2, top 3. Caden Henry Oaks, he's currently sitting 6th. He is now, he's still on those older tires, I do believe. Last time down pit road was what I imagine was a fast repair, maybe to right side as Paul Crummery's going to look underneath him. Side by side. Oh, Caden Henry Oaks makes a right turn. That's going to collect the 80. And the caution's going to be out. I don't know. Oh, another car going to spin around. That was the 48. And several cars involved here, all starting with Caden Henry Oaks going for a ride there off the corner. That car just made a hard right. You see the damage there now on the 51. With Andrew Lutz Jr. leading, Ryan Patty, Bentley Glacier, Ross Rawlings, Jeff Hollingsworth, your top 5. Paul Crummery, Andrew Lutz, Tyrone Harris, Mike Whitaker, and Vinny Macias, your top 10. See who elects to come down pit road as they get checked up behind the pace car here. It's like Woods is going to come down pit road. Other than that, everybody's going to stay up. I lied. Andrew Lutz there, Mike Whitaker. Macias is going to come down as well. He was all the way up into the top 10 again. So he's going to come down. As well as Tyrone Harris, Caden Henry Oaks, obviously down pit road. Nick Pisani, Ron Holliford, Corey Moore, and others down pit road as we're under the caution flag here once again. Lap 97 of 180. You're watching turn 1. Andrew Lutz Jr., Ryan Patty, Ross Rawlings, your top three as we get ready to go back green flag racing here. Lap 100 of 80, or 180 rather, here under the lights at Iowa for the Downforce Racing Series right here on turn 1. A little bit of a change up here, something to pay close attention to. That 70 car electing to start on the high line. We'll see if that is going to play to his hand, or can Ryan Patty get something done underneath him? In the restart zone, they go. The green flag back out here at Iowa. The 7 car able to capitalize on that high line. Ryan Patty still rolling the bottom of the quarter there. Ross Rawlings, though, all the way up to 3rd here. A really decent night so far for Rawlings. Again, capitalizing on some pit strategy, able to make the move. He's up 17 spots. As we see Jeff Hollingsworth, he's underneath Paul Crumry as they roll off into Iowa 3. And Hollingsworth is going to clear that spot there and come move his way back into the top 5. Really, everybody in the top 10 mostly single filed out. We saw a couple of these drivers back here come down pit road, starting with the 70 of Vinny Macias. Hit pit road, maybe for a top off of fuel. Wasn't in the box too long, only about 4 seconds. Everybody kind of minding their P's and Q's. It's time to settle in just a little bit, crank off some laps. It's Ryan Patty and Ross Rawlings side by side as they come out of 2. Rawlings just underneath Patty, trying to get that spot closed, or trying to get that door shut on the 30 car, but Ryan Patty not giving up, continuing to run that high line now. We've seen that momentum pay off, but any little slip is going to see that 91 car take advantage. Opposite sides of the track, one running high, one running low. But right now, Ryan Patty continues to lead that spot. Rawlings now is going to be under a little bit of pressure. Here comes Bentley Glaser. As Rawlings closes in right to the bumper of Patty. Patty's now going to dive to the inside. It's going to put Rawlings on the high side. Can Rawlings muster up the momentum there? Is dirty air really that hard of a factor? In the meantime, we go back out front. Lutz Jr., that 7 car. He's out front nearly a full second over Ryan Patty, who's got the 91 hot on his heels. Looking a little further back through the field, nothing really shaking out too much. Crumry has got John Zaricki looking underneath him as they come off turn number 4. He's going to be able to hold that spot off, and here comes Dave Fairbarrow and that 3 car. They're side by side, rolling through 1 and 2. The 3 involved earlier in a caution here. Now, nice recovery back up to 7th. Speaking of recovery, Vinny Macias, again, dominated early here tonight, currently sitting 10th. Not quite the same 70 car. After it's all said and done, that driver having to navigate through some traffic as he's going to look deep to the inside. Thought about making it 3 wide off the corner. Is going to think better of it. It is starting to get wild up front, and Rawlings able to finally make that pass happen on Ryan Patty. Ross Rawlings up to P2 here on lap 109. If we get a bit of a green flag run here, it'll be interesting to see who's got what in terms of tires. Who's been saving, with these cautions falling as frequently as they have. It's been really easy to lose sight of what you're doing to the car, what you're doing to the tires on it, and could potentially cause some issues. We'll have to see if that long run materializes. Again, the last caution came out lap number 96. Our top 5, last down pit road on lap 67. So some older tires on that group of cars. And at this rate, we're about 15 laps into a green flag run. Ryan Patty now, he's in some trouble. The 18's gonna slide by him. Ryan Patty is gonna slide back to 4th. Jeff Hollingsworth looking on the high side. Patty gonna move down to the bottom, rolling right into the tire tracks there of the 18. Take a look back out front. Andrew Lutz Jr. That gap he had out on Ryan Patty, it's all but disappeared. Now down to 3/10. Here comes the 91 of Ross Rawlings. Last time by, they ran equal lap times. Let's take a look as they come back through. I imagine Rawlings is going to show at least a 10th faster here. Almost 2/10. Lutz Jr. 24.66. Rawlings 24.49. And he's there. The 7 car in a little bit of trouble as Ross Rawlings closes the bumper, closes the distance on the bumper of the 7 car. No pressure, free out back, and the caution's out. Mike Whitaker's gonna hit the grass. Also looks like Tyrone Harris may have been involved as well. That's gonna bring the caution back out here, lap 114 of 180. For the 10th time here tonight, Andrew Lutz Jr., Ross Rawlings, Brittany Glaser, Ryan Patty, Dave Fairborough, your top 5. Everybody's going to get woed up behind the pace car. We're going to step aside. Under caution again here for the 10th time. Lap 115. You're watching Turn 1. 6 drivers electing to stay out under this caution. Caden Henry Oaks, John Zaricki, Nick Pisani, Thomas Taylor, Ron Holliford, Mike Whitaker, all staying out. Last on pit road, these drivers anywhere between lap 80 and 96. We'll see how this all comes to fruition. The 51 car, Caden Henry Oaks, showed some speed. Let's see if he's got it in the restart. Pace car. Lights are off. Gonna duck down pit road into the restart zone. Back green flag racing in Iowa. Lap number 119. A big pile up into turn 1. Several cars involved there, at least several sideways. Paul Crumry, Bob Lacavera involved as well. That's going to bring the caution out here once again. Caden Henry Oaks going to lead, with John Zaricki, Nick Pisani, Ron Holliford, or Hollyfield rather, Thomas Taylor, your top 5. Again, Andrew Lutz Jr. sitting 6th right now. Ross Raleigh's, Brittany Glaser, Tyler White, Kevin Gunther all came down pit road lap 115. That was just that last caution. Closing in on 59 to go. We're going to see Thomas Taylor elect to come down pit road all by his lonesome, at least for now. Nope, looks like others are going to join him. That's Holliford, and also going to take this opportunity to come down pit road. Caden Henry Oaks out front. He leads here at Iowa. $51, $44, $25, $20, $91. Your top 5. 4 cars up front, sitting on about 20 or so lap older tires. Green flag back out here at Iowa. Henry Oaks out free and clear. But it is a mess back here around 4th. That's a 7 of Andrew Lutz Jr. trying to work his way around Ron Holyfield, Nick Pisani, Ross Rawlings back there as well. Everybody in a little bit of a traffic jam, sitting about 3rd or 4th on back to get it smoothed out. Rawlings is going to take it underneath. I believe that's Pisani. Nope, I'm sorry. That's, yeah, that's Pisani. Not going to be able to complete the pass while Andrew Lutz Jr., Ron Holyfield, nearly made contact coming out of 4. The 7 car backed up to P3. We look up front, and Caden Henry Oaks out. He kind of set sail just a little bit, about 5/10 of a second. Here comes the 7 car. These new tires really starting to shine here for Andrew Lutz Jr. He led early. Now up to P2 and driving hard. Ross Rawlings again also moving forward quickly. Looking underneath, John Zaricki trying to get that pass complete. It has been tough on the bottom here throughout the entire night. But Rawlings has shown he's got the grit to get it done, up 16 spots on the night. In the meantime, we're gonna have a new leader here. Andrew Lutz Jr. drives it in deep into 1. Caden Henry Oaks is gonna lose that car just a little bit. And Lutz on top of getting the lead here on lap number 128, also just ran the fastest lap of the night for the entire field. Well, 23:93. As we've got a new leader, we got a car off deep into the grass. I believe that's Zaricki. He was up in the top 3, now falling all the way back to 10. That car got loose off a 4, able to save it. As we look back for P2, Caden Henry Oaks is in trouble. He's got Ross Rawlings on the approach. Rawlings starting to hunt underneath. He's been one of the few drivers really able to get something done on the bottom. As he rolled through 3 and 4, got even with it. Oh, and the caution's out. Looks like Todd McGregor sitting sideways across the track here. He's gonna get rolling. I don't know if anybody else was collected in that, but McGregor running 23rd. After that spin's going to bring the caution out for the 12th time. Just under 50 to go here at Iowa for the DRS crew. You're watching Turn 1. Lutz Jr., Rawlings, Glacier, Caden Henry Oaks, and Kevin Gunther round out your top 5. So we go back green flag racing here, lap number 135 of 180 tonight's DRS action right here under the lights of Iowa on turn 1. Pace car is going to duck down pit road. From a fuel mileage perspective, I think we are good to go to the end. See if we can get a long green flag run here. Green flag back out. Back racing in Iowa. The 7 able to break out front free and clear the top 4. Out everybody else, though, it's a crapshoot as we see Macias really make a hard move there. He got clear of the 25, can't quite get clear of the 3. 2 and 3 wide racing all over the racetrack. Oh, everybody having to take evasive maneuvers. I believe that's Ron Holyfield. Man, that got a little sporty there. Able to make the save. It's the 3 against the 70 side by side. Caden Henry Oaks has also got Kevin Gunther underneath him. But Lutz Jr. right now out front 5/10 of a second. And just wants to see a long green flag run here. Looking at lap times, him and the 91 running identical lap times last time by, and they have continued to run that over the last couple laps during green flag action. Rawlings has shown flashes of speed though for the first time in this run, currently up to P2. Pay close attention to that 91 in terms of consistent lap times and what he could potentially get done here as the laps continue to wind down at Iowa. Just to show you how difficult it is to pass, the 70 is still looking to work around the 3 car. This has been about a 4-lap run here. Now is going to finally get clear. Vinny Macias now up to P6. It is costing some of these drivers a lot of tire equity to make these moves. As we see, that's John Anderson, Vinny Bonanno. Side by side as they roll off into 3. Up against the wall, Anderson goes, nearly making contact out of turn 4, but that helped him get clear of that 11 car. Caden Henry Oaks, Kevin Gunther side by side. Oaks on those older tires, I do believe. If they're not older, they are certainly. I believe he did come down pit road, lap number 96. So he's off those old good years now, but not quite found the pace. Sitting back there in P4. As we move up front, the 7 car, Andrew Lutz Jr. now out front to a 1-second lead. Speaking of somebody who wants a long green flag run, it is that driver of the 7. He does not want to see the caution come out here. Wants to see this go green all the way to the end. I believe everybody's got enough fuel to make it happen. As we see, it's a drag race down the backstretch. That's the 18 and the 31. I apologize. That's Caden Henry Oaks and the 18. Now, Oaks is going to lose those spots. It's Bentley Glacier. I'm sorry, it's Kevin Gunther in the 51 battling it out side by side. Vinny Macias back there in P6. Again, dominated early. Got off sequence on some pit stops. Unfortunately, has not been able to find his way back to the top 5. Been involved in a couple incidences. Now he's going to look underneath Caden Henry Oaks as they roll off a 4. We'll see if Macias can get back up front here and collect a top 5 before it's all said and done. Want to take a close look at these two battling it out here for a second. Over the last couple laps, Glacier's been faster by about half a tenth or so, and now he's going to look underneath Ross Rawlings. Rawlings is going to give that spot up without much effort. Last time by, Glacier nearly a tenth and a half faster than the 91. Ross Rawlings moving back to 3rd. As laps continue to tick down, less than 40 to go here at Iowa. Everybody's mostly single file. It's going to be about car control now. One driver not having trouble with that is the 7. Andrew Lutz Jr. out front now, 1.3 seconds. The biggest lead we've seen so far here tonight on the over the 18. Andrew Lutz Jr. again up 15 spots on the night. Had to really dig through the field in the early going. And has shown some perseverance, especially around the pit strategy and the tires. Has worked his way back up front. Continuing to lead here in Iowa as they roll down the backstretch. We take a look at lap times. It does look like last time by the 18 was faster by about a 10th, but that continues to fluctuate lap over lap. And Lutz Jr., I would say, has probably been one of the more consistent drivers up front. As now really our entire top 10 mostly spread out here. As this green flag run continues to chisel away. While we've got the opportunity, we haven't done this yet tonight. And we see Vinny Macias able to now get up into the top 5. Let's ride on board with Caden Henry Oaks, or I'm sorry, let's do it. Let's ride on board Ross Rawlings and take a look about how difficult it is to work around this Iowa racetrack. Big wiggle out of Ross Rawlings. He's going to lose a ton of spots for that driver. Falling all the way back to 19, down to the top 5. As we were riding on board, several of these cars really loose, including Rawlings, who getting off the corner, you heard that car really wiggle pretty hard underneath him. As we come down or out of turn 4 for the 7 car to take lap 154. Quickly close again on 25 laps remaining here tonight under the lights. And Bentley Glaser right behind him. Both of these drivers had pit stops at the same time. But we are starting to see what may materialize as the longest green flag run of the night. And the 18 coming on strong, has been about a 10th faster. And now all of a sudden, that 1.5 second lead's gone. And we're not talking seconds, we're talking car lengths, and it's 0. Here comes Bentley Glaser underneath the 7. Andrew Lutz Jr. on the backstretch. The 7's going to be able to hold him off down the backstretch, but he's not going to be able to do it coming out of 4. It's a drag race. As they come across the stripe, the 7's going to be credited with leading that lap. 25 laps remaining here tonight. But here comes the 18. Half a car length out front. Not able to get the car unwound. It's a drag race continuing down turn number 3. Billy Glaser. It's a strong turn 4. Not able to shut the door, but he's going to lead that lap. 24 to go. We got a car slow on the front stretch. That's Ryan Patty. Led some laps here tonight. Going to lose it off of 4. In the meantime, looking back up front, the 18 car. Free and clear up front. No pressure out from behind these two. With that said, the 70 car has worked his way into the top 3. Again, a strong night for the 70 of Vinny Masteas. Led a bunch of laps here. Looked to be the class of the field early. Got off pitch strategy and unfortunately has been paying the price ever since. Has been caught in a couple incidences here, but has chiseled his way back up here. But now, I imagine he is probably fighting a little bit of tire wear. Dealing with some of the traffic. Last time by, he was the fastest in the top 3, but he's got over a 2-second gap to whittle away here. And not a whole lot of time left to do it. Glacier now walking away from Andrew Lutz Jr. That's 1.1 seconds. Lutz Jr. had a really tough turn, number 4. We were talking about these cautions, how quick they have been coming out here tonight, and who had saved or who was in the mindset of a potential green flag run. Well, we're seeing that green flag run come to fruition here. This has been what I would consider the longest green flag run here in a little while. And some of these drivers kind of starting to fall through the field a little bit, while others are able to capitalize on it. As we look back, that's Jeff Hollingsworth, Charles Woods. Charles Woods has been flirting back and forth in the top 10 all night. Started up front, but really hasn't shown a ton of pace in that 40 car. Looking now underneath Jeff Hollingsworth. And Hollingsworth is going to get into the wall there. That is going to allow Woods to take that 8th spot away. Again, this field very much spaced out, stretched out, the most it has been all night tonight. As we see Bentley Glacier on the 18 car continuing to lead here with 18 laps to go, 1.9 seconds out in front of Andrew Lutz Jr. And we take a look here at Vinny Masteas and look at that gap. Masteas still running competitive lap times against Lutz Jr., but I tell you what, that 18 car up 24 spots, he is on rails. And has quickly worked his way through the field and started to really chisel away. Oh, the caution's out. I believe that was Caden Henry Oaks sideways in the corner, almost right there in front of our leader. Hollyfield is going to be sideways as well. Let's see if we can take a look here. This may shake things up just a little bit. Caden Henry Oaks all by himself. Another hard right. We saw that happen earlier tonight as well. Out of that 51, some odd behavior. Unfortunately, going to most likely end the competitive night of Caden Henry Oaks here tonight for the DRS crew. This is not the caution the 18 car wanted to see, especially with the driver in his rear view mirror. Who elects to come down and take tires here with 16 to go? Does anybody try to make that new tire run through the field? You're really kind of in the catbird seat here in terms of if you come down, everybody's going to stay out. But it looks like we're going to have a strong split in the top 5. But Bentley Glacier is going to come down. Vinny Masteas, Kevin Gunther, Andrew Lutz, Charles Woods. Lutz Jr. is also going to hit pit road. Final stops happening here at Iowa. And the 3 of David Fairburn, as this is going to be sporty. They're going to go back green flag racing with about 12 to go. And Dave Fairburn is going to have about 40 lap old tires. We're going to see how this is all going to shake out when we come right back. You're watching Turn 1. The 3 car, David Fairbarrow, and Vinny Bonanno on the front row. Last out pit road, lap 115. This is going to get sporty. 6 cars separate the leader from the drivers with the newest tires. I don't know if we're done seeing cautions here. This pace car lights are out. The 3 and the 11 on the front row. The 44, 57, and 30. Your top 5. Green flag back out. Oh, they don't get rolling. I think that's Zariki. I apologize. That was a Zariki. I'm not quite sure who that was who did not get rolling back there. May have been Bonanno or Thomas Taylor. Either way, everybody's scattered out down the front stretch, down the back stretch. It is a 3-wide battle for the lead. That's Patty, Lutz Jr., John Zariki out battling it out as they roll out of 4. In the meantime, the 3 car, he's in some trouble. Oh, the 7 gets into the wall. Lutz Jr., I don't know what happened there. He checked up pretty hard and got into the outside wall. He's going to look underneath Ryan Patty. These new tires coming on strong. Can they get through the traffic in enough time? The 3 car not able to break away. Now Vinny Masteas, he's up there side by side with the 7. This is for 2nd place. New tires are clearly king. The 7 stuck behind the 3. It's gonna be a 3-wide fight for the lead as they roll into turn 3. Oh, the 7's gonna make hard contact with the wall. That's the 2nd time. Lutz Jr. now. He's gonna have a tore up number 7. In the meantime, Vinny Masteas out front, leading again here with 9 to go in Iowa. Oh, and the caution's out once again. And that looks like Bob Lacavera just not having the night he wants to in that 5 car. As that machine spun around, going to bring out the caution here. Lap, or for the 14th time, out front, Vinny Masteas, Andrew Lutz Jr., Bentley Glazer, Dave Fairbarrow, Ryan Patty, your top 5. We talked about how the strategy there was going to really shake some things up, and it did. I mentioned 6 cars separated the leader from those newest tires. Now, your top 3 all came down pit road. The last caution on lap 165. The 70 car, he's back out front and leading here at Iowa. We're going to watch this thing to the very end. Once we come back, you're watching Turn 1. It's going to be a 4-lap sprint to the end here tonight at Iowa under the lights with the DRS crew. Vinny Masteas out front, Andrew Lutz Jr., Dave Fairbarrel, Bentley Glacier, Ryan Patty, your top 5. The pace car lights are off. Who's going to bring home the checkered flag here? We're going to find out in just 4 short laps. Pace cars on the duck down pit road. The 70's your control. And the green flag's back out 4 laps to go. 7 car free and clear. Keep in mind, the 70. Keep in mind the 7 has significant right side damage. Masteas, though, is going to have that high line. The 7 drove it in hard. Another deep dive down into the corner. The 7's going to move up on the 70's door. He's going to have to check up, though. Masteas is going to lead. 3 to go. It's chaos back behind him, but we're going to stay with this lead fight. Side by side through 1 and 2. The 70 is going to be able to shut the door coming down the backstretch. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm impressed with the run that Lutz Jr. can put together here. Able to stay with that 70 so far. 2 to go. Oh, and the caution's out. Oh, no. NASCAR overtime. We got several cars sideways here. Caden Henry Oaks, Nick Pisani, and a couple others. Let's see if we can find out exactly what happened as they look like coming off of turn number 4. The 20 car. And a little bit of a pickle here. Oh, gets loose. Very similar to Caden Henry Oaks, who actually spun underneath him. Really unrelated. That's going to bring the caution out. We're going to go to NASCAR overtime here on the Downforce Racing Series on turn 1. A wild night here at Iowa. We're going to see how this all shakes out. The 70 car led early, had to work his way through some traffic. Now he's got to hold off the 7 car, who has significant right side damage. Ryan Petty, Jeff Hollingsworth, Charles Woods, who has worked his way back into the top 5. He's had a rough night of it. Started up front here and was able to in the closing laps here get back into the top 5. Not a bad rebound for Charles Woods. Paul Crumry, John Zaricki, Dave Fairbarrel, Tom McGregor, Mike Whitaker, your top 10. Again, just as I was saying, as we were kind of under those green flag conditions coming to the 2 to go call there, I'm really impressed with the run that Andrew Lutz Jr. was able to pull off there to try to stay with the 70. Keep in mind, I know he's had at least one big wall smack, maybe even 2, and the right side of that 7 car has probably got some damage to it. I wouldn't be surprised if the toe is also a little bit of a skew on that right front. But nonetheless, able to hang with the 70 car here on that short run. While we're under caution, want to take this opportunity to take a look at the schedule. Next week, the Downforce Racing Series heads to Pocono right here on turn 1. That is 6-3. That'd be a great race to call here. It'd be a good time to be had. The long triangle track, the tricky triangle of Pocono, with the DRS crew next Tuesday night right here on turn 1. 8 Central, 9 Eastern. Cannot miss it. If you haven't already done so, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do what you need to do to get connected. We're streaming and pretty much anywhere you consume content. That's Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube, and we would love to have you back with us each and every week right here, the DRS crew and more. They should get the 1 to go signal from the pace car this time by. Who's going to be able to bring it home here tonight? If you're in the chat, I'd love to hear your guesses. Is it going to be the 70 car? Will the 7 figure it out after having some of that damage? Ryan Patty's found himself back at striking in a striking position as well. He's sitting 3rd. Jeff Hollingsworth has been up and down the running order in the top 10 all night. Can he materialize a strong finish here? If you're new to NASCAR overtime, they're going to take the green flag next time by. If they make it all the way around without incident, they'll see the white flag, and then it is going to be a race all the way back around to the checkered flag. If between the the green and the white flag, another caution comes out, we'll re-rack it and run it again. That 70 car, it's going to be the control, the 7 on the outside. He's going to have a strong restart here to make it worth it. Pace car down pit road, then get a rolling green flag out. NASCAR overtime with DRS. The 70 car moves up to block the 7. He gets loose, but is able to maintain that spot. Macias out front as they roll through 3 and 4. He's going to maintain the lead, and the white flag is out one more time around here in Iowa. The 7 car back there starting to fall off a little bit. Hollingsworth looking for that spot. We talked about it all night. Vinny Macias, he showed like he was really quick. He had some pit strategy to overcome, but he's going to bring home the checkered flag. The 70 car is your winner. Andrew Lutz Jr., by the way, Macias set the fastest lap of the night. 23:88 on the last lap. Andrew Lutz Jr. is going to finish P2. Jeff Hollingsworth P3. Paul Crumry, Ryan Patty, Charles Woods, Dave Fairbarrow, Tom McGregor, Mike Whitaker, John Zaricki. Your top 10. We're going to wrap up some race coverage, but first bring you some post-race chat with our winner as we step aside. Stay tuned. You're watching Turn 1. Another exciting night of DRS racing in the books, and we're going to quickly talk to Andrew Lutz Jr., who was able to bring home a second place finish. Andrew, congratulations on that. Obviously, though, not what you were looking for in the finish here in Iowa. What did you need to do there to be able to hold off the 70 coming through the field?
Yeah, I needed a couple more laps there. If I had a couple more laps, I feel like I could have gone back up to Vinny and had a chance to win it, but good win to him. It was a tough race because of all the cautions. It was a fun one though, and happy finally to get a good finish in this Cup Series.
Andrew, we saw that you made hard contact with the wall there in those closing laps. Did that play any effect in the handling of the 7 car here tonight and towards the end, or really was that just the short run it was able to work out?
It actually made the car turn better for some reason. I was able to get the back end to rotate and the front end to stick where I wanted it to be, so it worked out in my favor there.
Andrew Lutz Jr. bringing home P2 here tonight. We appreciate the time, Andrew.
Yep, thank you.
And with that, we will quickly talk to race winner Vinny Macias. Vinny, congratulations on the win. We talked about you all night tonight, and you looked really strong in the early going. Talk to us about what happened during that off-pit sequence event where others stayed out, you came down. Did you feel like you were going to be back here at that point, or were you really worried about navigating through traffic?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't mean to pit. I don't know what I was thinking. I forgot about the stage, so I pitted anyway, and I realized nobody went with me, and I'm like, oh, shoot, the stage. But, of course, everybody's trying to save that last set of tires for the end. But ever since then, I just running into traffic and battling out with the guys and getting involved in wrecks and all that happens in this track. It's a rough track, man. It's a workout, and if you can't get by somebody fast enough, just gonna burn up that right front and then right rear. So it was a gamble for sure that I took. Luckily, it worked out for me in the end.
Benny, we were talking to Andrew just a little bit ago there, and he mentioned able to maintain that P2 spot. Maybe needed a few more laps to run you back down. What was the work, or what was the racing around the 7 car here tonight? Obviously showing a lot of mid-race speed. Were you worried about anything trying to get around him?
Yeah, it wasn't really much of a plan for me. I just had to stay in front. Of course, affecting his aero a little bit. He was working it though, man. He's pushing through the corner, driving it hard, which I think was a little disadvantage for him at the end right there. But he was trying, man. It was rough, but yeah, I had to keep him at least behind me as much as I could and protect that bottom lane so he can't take it and pass me.
Overcoming some rough pit strategy there and able to bring home the checker flag. Vinny, congratulations on the win here tonight at Iowa.
Thank you very much.
And with that, we'll also quickly speak to Jeff Hollingsworth. Jeff, congratulations on a solid top 3, up 6 spots on your starting position. We saw you up and down the top 10 most of the night. How was it working back there in a little bit of traffic all night? I imagine it felt a little chaotic at times.
It felt chaotic the whole time. It was crazy. I don't have a lot to say about that. I'm just happy I finished where I did, and then it's over.
That's fair. I understand. Jeff, let me ask you one final question. Anything left for those in front of you? Could you have maybe taken that second spot had you had a couple more laps in you?
No, I didn't fill it enough with gas. I was a little bit tight. I was able to just hold it where I did. I was happy. Old Dubs. That's what we call Andrew Jr. Dubs. He got a second. Vinny drove a great race and got the win. So I just feel good that I finished where I did, and that my boys, Charlie, looks like Charlie and PK did well. So it was a decent night after all that craziness. I was making jokes. I was like, "Are we paying you overtime, Sean? Because dang."
You know what? It happens. So, Jeff, listen, congratulations. Solid night here, finishing the top 3, and we appreciate the time.
Thank you, buddy. We'll look forward to watching it.
All right, thanks, Jeff. And with that, race coverage tonight here at Iowa comes to a close for the DRS crew. A lot of fun, obviously, a lot of cautions, but that happens on occasion. As we heard Vinny mention, this is a tough racetrack, and that was certainly evident with a lot of issues with those right side tires getting on and off the corners around this famed Iowa short track. On behalf of the league admins of DRS, I'm Sean Fitz. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you again here next. Oh, goodness. We are going to be off this Thursday. We'll see you next Tuesday for DRS. Continued live coverage from Pocono right here, Turn 1. Good night, everybody.